So within a couple of months, Musimuniska, what kind of forward planning did you do? Hey, now you're general secretary, so you know your monthly overhead.
Okay, I was saying for Yamawa Kwaba, Edba Phoenix Media. Now, you're NPP for as well, you know, you say, Enche na NPP for Babe Twaba, Ababe, Flag Barrier, Amana Babe, NPP, Amayokono, and na, and as I say, Bura Habi, I shall say, Ekoso, NPP, Amayokono, Nina, say, Ora, Kwabena Agyapong. I say, Ora JFK, Ewo and Sembia, Ese Ubiya no, Ediche NPP, Amayokono, Edian Sem. Ena all can want some ye the one entry more eddy ebro. Now, come upon any day about one say MPP Amayokono, only the share with him say MPP Amayokono say Oba picket forms Abba Jina say Yento Swabana Ebedi MPP Amayokono as a presidential candidate. I dare say Sika a yes Utia in honor a 600,000 Ghana cedis. Never Utia 100,000 Ghana cedis. Ebe pick your forms. While filling forms, maybe are also submitting. Now the 500,000 Ghana cedis, you know, Eddie Ababa be come home. No say, Uncle Kokotia, and paying for say Debbie, say Omaya and Sachaya Kakra, and Sachaya Omaya and he say, oh, but now Wababa submitted of forms now. Instead of say 500,000 Ghana cedis, may so Kautia, Eddie count 100,000, no one can 600,000 Ghana cedis, no, Debbie Untia and be. Nemu ubetia 4 billion and I say pokrano 4 million Ghana cedis. Every account a year 600,000 Ghana cedis no na akwa 4.6 million Ghana cedis. And only sika ubetia me 46 billion O cedis no. And only sika ubetia e de ama party no. Now eno ana ora Kwabena Agyapong say daddy ono no de sa extra sika man pay for the ababeka ho no. E year 4 million Ghana cedis no. Enya de so ono obetua enne anasa ochina na ongongote a omo say party no ekobrook into the yeso omunye sika oso wokokote ye no mpokra no initial stage ne pay for say mpokra na nke omo propose 10 million Ghana cedis and omo koka ya edeko ba 5 million Ghana cedis ye say aspirants now omo pre ni nyina no obi atua na ono de wo ho so obi atua na ono no de enya de say otua enne anasa ochina. Now, Ocha said, MPP Amayokono echo opposition no barely 2 months in here. Now, say, JFK, our general secretary, any treasurer, never catch there, almost MPP for say, party no echo broker. Now, I dare say, and some be a yes, say, JFK, about be answer, editor MPP Amayokono.
Atimu ene eye nkomo ahodo a APP from Bomako akwatia bombodin bono say eye ni so sanye ni so party de njiremu aba say the one substitute of particular interest eye mo amo prese mo beye akandifo ama eye MPP amanyuko ene sikasoma ye de edi kan hia mo ansa say mundi kan entua say sika no on hihye mu no up to this point sika say no watua
600,000.
Na seja sana ezutia.
Sana ezimitia. Party no one share. Fees ne nyina. It is the National Executive Committee that prescribes fees. Na the Ekosubio ha Magraheb kakra say there's a subtle attempt to bring a fee that was rejected at National Executive Committee meeting. The National Executive Committee meeting. Regional chairman be sorry ka say I don't know the nya agro na ebedi nti ke benya in place here at 10 million. Na ma me din na me show. Na ba ko so be ka say okay na enya na 5 million. Na me show say na omo appreciate the Ekoswo man mu de.
Reasons you attached omo kan say akeke.
Reasons ben
party yesika
dia eden
e de ebu party party adwuma.
Na se me marani party nada in opposition in 2014-2015 ye beji obi seska no marani presidential prime minister. And the question I put to them and the treasurer when he talked about some big figure and I say Obra running presidential prime minister and yep candidates na said yes omo na say finance prime minister party ni na said that's number one. And ya national executive committee. And I'm sorry, catch on say the last time you took 50,000, I think 100,000 for so Kofa, you know, is fair. Then you say when you raise obeya unko tusika 100,000 ingo. Now ye ba nanke the 400 abeka when you are filing. na 500 no so say 500 na me say na dia na enye 500 no stand alone na 100 no dey non refund I'm okay fine me tia say ye nyina agitum
nhihia mo gitum
ye gitum ye wie agitum at national executive na chairman sa sorry ka say still the 80 the treasurer no more can say omo hieska e dey run election and I'm say sika no mo bobo so no enye no krai ma run I've been general secretary and I've run presidential and parliamentary primaries and we didn't use that kind of money. Now, organizing a congress is different from running presidential primaries. Running presidential primaries, and one say you open 276 polling stations around the country. That's all. Electoral Commission, almost a statutory body, almost all the accoutrements and the equipment on the running elections. The home say, you know, me time me confusion be our party no mtino I me de even ballot papers no crowd me who do print me de ma omo the mom sample on mark up printer ye tua omo ka for the printing and then give them a stipend so be more officers I go to be in charge and be the polling officers on the day of election. That shouldn't cost you anything more than 200,000-300,000. Police for I went to then IGP Al Hassan at the police headquarters. I'm catching say papa yeah political party musumu state entity mu de ensem boy ho ban ye koto aba we need some reasonable security no say omo police go ndo mo ba bia it's not a problem and once we send the signal na emum ya na stipends kaka na so nti stipends kaka na e debo police for that's all. What other expense again me nkote SMA you be koto aba bia say 100 sinam say adintra your national election now koto aba. That should not be the burden that should be carried by the party. Now say we party delegate. Nya we adwuma say we polling station executive. Asudie kese da so. We a patriot of the party. And non-T party now recognize we amount of voting rights. Yi kandifua koka ho a. Chance yes amos kan wa koto aba. No dey. I don't think that can be the burden of the political party. We had a successful presidential primary and Addo winning 93%. And I don't understand where these big figures are coming from. In any case, I made it clear, my sure say constitution, it doesn't provide any power for the National Council to impose a monetary barrier. It's not there. They should say me which clause says that.
And the man who ya humti no.
I don't know who ya humti.
Ye bopo biya na.
Yepo. I say minimum ba meeting. Ma kamadwin. Of course, minimum say I settle we no. I na me Kofi. Minimum say me.
You free sa meeting no. Na ya pon.
We had finished with the national executive.
Anti asia ye juma.
And even national council na man ko bi no. Krana. It was not within their right to impose on us. National Council, the only role they play in presidential is on the setting date. One setting date in 31st. Now, if who's Kasem de Famowe? And say, Sane Bano, I didn't know General Secretary, in a press briefing after that meeting, July 25th. One must have 4 million.
And yet be behind the trouble.
Yet be behind enough. This guy, the trouble, this year. It means you yourself, you know, it is morally wrong and it's terribly repugnant to try and introduce a monetary barrier. Just at the party now, ye chiche Nkrofo kun ye ho 2 ye ho che ye sam ye nim fifre amesime kunom ko mampetu nom kre kunum amubedi akonom ebre ye no ene ube ye se uniska untimi njina. So you want leadership positions, opportunities to be the preserve of a few na omo so omunye seska no minimum nyina obi abeto mo party all of them without exception. One and all or party no Oscar. Mon can me. Take them one by one. Me see that was Legon in 1999. None of them had built a house there. From my sweat as a civil engineer. I don't want these offensive postures as if say Mutia ye be a party number power. Na Mutia ye president be a mobile normal position. Maybe a mabo and Nkrofo. It doesn't make you any better than any of us. And I want that message home straight.
So the fact is, no, and maybe I will be and say, what Obra will be.
No more. I don't mean person. I'm just saying that let's stick to the rules. the next setup.
Party, yes, you don't want to be part of it.
My term dues up to 2026.
The new patriotic party.
Party, look, please. Party here is the duty of a party is to make sure members pay dues.
Now no more say party echita for kwe. Kwame no mfa so mkwe dio mudi
other party no. I've run the party before. Until I make say there's a way that you run the party to raise money. And you cannot tell me a party that has been in power for 8 years. And me can say I was National Council. Catch so within a couple of months, what kind of forward planning did you do? Hey, now you're general secretary, so you know your monthly overhead. You know it. So you can plan
ahead
completely when you are in power, knowing that there's a possibility anything can. Yes. So you didn't plan, you're out of money within 2 months. Wow. I don't want to go there and go into details.
But it could be a subject for disqualification because others in there.
It cannot be a subject for disqualification. Why can it be a subject for disqualification? I don't almost see MFA filing fee, nomination form 100,000. Obe file 500,000. Then you impose. You don't have the right to do so. I see they see a party constitution. Busasa omunche clause cry a man National Council a kwine say omu impose fee. Some person man for voluntary contributions like Eco Congress in idea. They can make those contributions. Do you know the contributions I've made to this party? 1992 year far from every kukumlimle Alcohol Electoral Commission, Akoji interim certificate. Any tells that take nomne do one he nomne shake I see no. Kwame na battles nyaho tama kulmo ye copy your friend is in Bukom Square no woman yes did no more ever. Where were they?
Jim FM
Na 1992 ye pe nipa atena national television so that na one Adom FM ni ho GBC ye pe mema omo TV ase now edwa enum so omo ye courageous no. They were there, some are older than me. They were in this country. Where were they? Did they have the courage to say I will speak up for the party and that I'll be the face and the voice on party political broadcast as a 30-year-old, put my life on the line? That is courage at the risk of my professional engineering development. I was prepared to sacrifice for this tradition. Nti I am mpesa kasa no because I know say it's a political party. Ti me pese nyina de ani die ma ye ho na eyefefefe. Nti eniema emfa kwema mo famba. Now it's even offensive. What kind of image are Ghanaians going to?
You want to be a leader and you cannot provide just this money? Leading the party NPP?
Who says that we cannot provide this money? Now say leader, political leader Bena Odinisika ye. Professor Duwa Henoska. Lesenka Addison, he was a big businessman. He would have been the winner. They say Bill Gates president of America. And I don't go to no more your friends in Nigeria. That the measure of leadership is completely different. Someone who has integrity, has character, has a vision, has empathy, has drive, and what shows. So my deep press secretary to president, the rank of a minister, for close to 6 years, and everybody knows my body of work. Is there a speck of dirt on my shirt from my time at Akuffo's place?
But those standards are irrelevant,
I didn't think they're relevant.
Just look through. We're all looking through. These standards now, old are they relevant?
That is what these standards are. The standards that build the countries. To most country be a developed. Japan, 80 years ago, they were in ashes after the World War. Germany was in ashes. It took serious-minded leaders now build those societies and they didn't become rich millionaires, the political leaders. No. Until one more movies about politics, UBCC apartments, UBCC schools, UBCC.
That is the mindset we come with.
It is wrong.
That
and
mindset.
I would stand for propriety. And fight it and try and say me to me JBB in Chirimano say public service is exactly what it means. Service to the public. See, a barber song is about service to the public, not individual aggrandizement. Debbie, me koye juma o mampeni asweye. Otisi obi become once a monitor. We were the people who opened up the presidency to the private media. Maybe see that. Brought innovation to it. Meet the press, I was part of it. I hear press briefings at the presidency. Weekly affair. I'm an achiever. So them shown enti ye nyai su man bi a abegrepe and say and there will be didi kra no atwa to no the social media say me didi and so free fa. Say su ban no so free fa. Aban nipa. Obi kwa adwuma.
Onum Kofi.
Obi kwa adwuma. Ni first day na crofo kukra moto ni edi.
Any part of it.
No. Yeah, I'm president. I'll walk you out the next day. Myself, I'll read you the Route Act before I give you the position. No one who say, you have a focus. Yeah, yeah, must say. And you my idea, my we've lost focus. Now, home penten kwasem ne agro and edi.
Agro any so.
Too much. Edi, we are too celebratory. Yeah, more be poster. Near kick to the sense and grow for falsified degrees.
Doctor,
this is shameful. Obia, Reverend Pastor, Professor, just what has become of us as Ghanaians? Really? I didn't any as work of Ayede. How does it add up to you? In any case, those titles, what do they mean? It's what you achieve with your life and what impact are we on society and people. And here. We've become too materialistic as a people, and we the politicians, if we don't speak up against it, who will speak? It's far more important to me to try and steer us back on course as a country than my own political. And it's not an ambition, it's not overriding. So I'll help the person. That's the most important, to drive Ghana towards where we want it to be. Yes, society planning permission. They already building permit.
But do we have that again? That society
is there.
It's off.
It should be there. And I'm prepared to work hard to restore the values, the cherished values as Ghanaians. Say, yes, I am. Let the society never building. Society, we live in death. And it will be comfortable with it.
If you don't Kofi, but they didn't come baby, if you know Addo ya broso.
You're wrong.
Accept say
we can't accept it.
But that's the acceptance.
It is not. Multimedia, urban regeneration of the urban spaces. As a technical person with engineering precision, we will do it. We will enforce it gradually with the human face.
Well, I was saying, and somehow Agyapong, and so Eddie Betuja, now Utimu say, Papa Nekasano, Odi Yao. Ewo kwanya ni NPP amayiko enam so na empukra no omo eka se party no aye broke any ade no o say ade se eha ne ye pa ono so age cheche mu enso ewo hono ma ye kukutie no Phoenix Media me so subscribe to YouTube channel na so like video e de amame share ma fofo nya bi hwe na for comment bra ewo comment section